Well, the economical system in Switzerland is different than in many other countries. As an architect, you have a higher fee, but you also have more responsibility. You have more work to do in a project. You go much deeper into technical questions, into questions of detailing. And you can also work without any general contractor. Very often Swiss architects work directly with different undertakers, which means they have a stronger position in the discussion with the Swiss undertakers. And yes, the quality of craftsmanship is quite good. Although, I mean, also Switzerland is changing, and there are more and more buildings which are done under very difficult circumstances. I try to make an architecture which is not defined by a very delicate, elaborated detailing. In fact, I hate details, and for me, everything, every part of a building is part of an entity, is a consequence out of a concept. So in this sense, I'm very Swiss because I take small things serious and important, but I never let them play a superior role to conceptual questions, and I also try to suppress them, that they are less important. So that if you are inside a building from our office, that you don't look at the nice color of the wall or the nice detailing of the floor or whatever, but that you look most of all at space, and all the details are just an instrument to define this space. For me, all materials are equal. I also like wood, I like plastic. I like each material for its own sake. But I was very often working with concrete, because it is in a structural way very interesting. It can define spaces, and in the same times also define a load-bearing structure. And I try to combine these two, make it one entity. And this might be a reason why I worked often with concrete. I don't have any taste, I don't have any preferences. I would rather consider that as a weakness, that I never built a wooden house, that I never built a house with plastic or what have you. If I would build, for example, a private house in the forests of Norway, probably I would do it in wood. Yes, but it's a total democracy. Yeah. So it's a mixture between democracy and the totalitarian system. No, I mean, it's a rather small office, and I'm the boss, so decisions are easy. I could say my decisions are the right one. But I want that everybody has to accept these decisions, but not because of me, not because I'm the boss, but because they make sense, because they couldn't be done in a different way. And if there is only one person that has an objection against a decision, then for me this is enough to think again if this decision really is convincing, if it really has to be done in this single way, or if it could maybe be done in another way. So it is not about working in groups or working in a democratic way, but it's more that I think doubt is a very important issue if you make decisions. And I'm open to all doubts there are, and I think only by accepting all possible doubts that you can come to conclusions which are not based on personal decisions or individual preferences, but really have to be done in a certain way. I think creativity does not come out of itself or out of desire, but really the moments when you are in the deepest despair are the moments when you can develop also an energy which is the most important aspect of creativity. Well, you have so few boundaries that this is also a problem, because you can do whatever you want, everything is possible. So the crucial part is how to find necessity in what you are doing. And I also, my students also have plenty of freedom, just because they have to find their own way to develop a project, and they cannot copy mine or just relate to my way of doing projects. But you cannot copy the conditions of the profession, and I think the university has a different meaning than just preparing the students for the profession. There's one architect that even said, you are only a good teacher if you don't prepare the students for the profession. You know, for me, the challenge in architecture is that every project is new, and every project has the option that I can learn something else about architecture from this specific possibility. And this is a totally different motivation as being a businessman. I would even say you have to decide whether you want to be a good businessman or a good architect, since I'm a very bad businessman.